Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1998 Arizona Diamondbacks Revisionist History. Earlier today, we wrapped up the month of May, and at the end of every month, we do a end-of-the-month summary video, where we take a look at the standings, the league leaders, and in this case, we will also preview the amateur draft that's going to take place after the June 8th game versus the Mariners. So we're going to take a look at everybody that is available for that draft. We'll take a look at that momentarily. We really need to talk about what the hell is happening with our team right now. We lost today's game earlier, 7-1. We absolutely got crushed by the Padres. We had 3 errors in today's game. Errors have not really been our problem all season. In this series, we did not play well defensively, but I would say by and large, we've played pretty well in the field. And yet, here we are in the middle of the season. We're entering June. It's going to be the dog days. And I have a feeling that the defense is going to be the one thing that's going to completely fall apart now. Because we have played so well defensively, I almost wonder, do we, especially now that our pitching is terrible and our offense has let us down, do we just go with a defensive forward team? Do we just put our best defense out there and hope for the best? That is a strategy that we could do, but, we have one of the best defensive catchers in Pudge Rodriguez, and it makes no difference at all. We have Matt Williams at third base, Gold Glove winner, made a terrible error today. Our outfield at least has good arms. We've had a lot of outfield assists, but we have our team leader in errors, which is Bobby Higginson with 5, and we got rid of Devon White in a deal in which we allowed Rob Ryan to take over in center field, and he's committed 2 errors since becoming an everyday player. I mean, we really have nothing going well for us right now. We with the loss today, we finished the month below 500, and now we're 3 games below 500 with our team in last place now. We are an expansion team. Realistically, yeah, we are an expansion team. We're 1-9 now in our last 10. Even the Rockies are on a 7-game winning streak. They're over 500. At one point, we were a half game back before this streak. And now we're 4.5 back. We're still in it, basically. But I don't know how we're going to improve our team any more than we already have. We've got rid of expiring contracts. We shaved off some money. We traded for quality players and quality pitchers. And it hasn't made one damn bit of difference. The game, I feel like, has already predetermined what our record is going to be. And while we may have some surges throughout the season, ultimately it's going to bring us back to whatever our Pythagorean thinks it should be. And our record is actually somehow better than what our Pythagorean projects, which seems impossible. Our team ERA is almost 5. We've lost 4 points off our batting average just in this stretch, so we're not hitting. And I bet you if we look at our fielding here, which we will do because I want to know, fielding percentage, I bet you we're terrible now. No, we're right at league average at 982. We were playing pretty well defensively. The one thing we were not good at is turning double plays. And that's cost us a lot of runs because if you have a ground ball with a player on first, a base runner on first, and they automatically make it to second, that's an automatic run scored, guaranteed 100% of the time. And that's happened so much to us. And then we could flip the coin to the other side and say, not only are we getting railroaded by the game defensively, but every time we hit and run now, it's an automatic strike them out, throw them out, every single time. Let's take a look at our stolen base percentage, which is right here. 64%. Is that the worst? No. Two teams are worse than we are. So we can't even attempt to steal. We can no longer even bother to try. And we really cannot even do a hit and run anymore because the game automatically is a strike them out, throw them out. There is no tactical advantage to using any of the drop-down menus in gameplay mode because they've taken it all away from us. So the only thing we can do is push the button. And that has made this really no fun for me. I'm sure it's not a lot of fun for you. But if you can't even use actual baseball strategy, then what good is this game? I do not know. You know what? Since we've already pulled up the standings, I guess we can just knock this out of the way here. But we'll look at Florida. Yes, they are a very good team. And they've controlled our matchup. I believe, let's take a look. I'm sorry, let's take a look at this real quick. We'll go to the calendar and we'll pull up the head-to-head. And then we'll see what our head-to-heads are with the National League teams here. Here's the Diamondbacks. We're 1-2 against the Cubs. We have yet to play Atlanta. We are 3-3 against Cincinnati, 3-0 against Colorado, 2-5 against Florida, 0-3 against the Dodgers, 1-2 against Milwaukee. We've won all 3 games against Montreal. We're 3-1 against the Phils. We just got swept by the Padres. So, we're 3-6. 2-3 against the Giants and 0-2 against the Cardinals in that weird 2-game series that we had. So there you go. I just don't know. I mean, what else can we do? We lost Jeff Suppan for the year. We ended up trading him to getting him off our payroll and not having to worry about getting him back into the rotation. We've lost Brian Anderson now for 2 separate injuries. He'll be back in 11 days. And we traded for Andy Pettitte, a trade that was offered to us. Seemed like a deal that we had to take. He'll be back in a week. So when we get Pettitte and Anderson back, if we haven't suffered any more injuries to our rotation, I mean, if we're not good then when would we be good? We have no chance, right? Our lineup is actually filled with great players having great years. And what does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. We have a guy batting .354, Durazo, who was on a 10-game hitting streak that just came to an end, Bobby Higginson leading our team in RBI, and Matt Williams, who just hit his 10th home run 2 games ago, is now leading our team in home runs. So Rob Ryan, since we gave him the everyday job, has been pretty bad. Tony Batista, we let him take over at second base when we set Junior Spivey down. He's had a couple blasts, which is more than what Junior Spivey has given us. But now I kind of feel like we have to play Batista over Jay Bell. Jay Bell does walk. He does get on base. His on-base percentage is pretty good. But, what does Jay Bell give us defensively? Really nothing. So we gave Tony Batista a start in today's ball game, and he committed an error the very first ground ball that was hit to him. So, I mean, what do we do? I don't know. Do we just say screw the defense and just keep the big bats in there? Andy Fox is the only player on our team that has an expiring contract. I suggest we cut him and just call up some schmo. I don't know who. I really don't know who. I guess maybe Edwin Diaz. Where can he play? Edwin Diaz is mediocre everywhere. So maybe, although he was on the '98 team, so that's interesting. I mean, if he's going to be cut anyway at the end of the year, we may as well try to cut him. So I have no idea. I wish I had better answers, but I do not. Now, one of the things you may not have known, and I'll just mention it right here, is that when you look at our AAA and our single A players, remember the Diamondbacks did not have a AA team their expansion season. I actually have them listed in order of how they're performing at AAA based on their on-base percentage. Now, in this situation, Tom Wilson's on-base percentage is better than Edwin Diaz's, so I would just flip them. I'm not going to realign them now, but I usually do that after every game, and that way it keeps in mind for me who the next player is that could be called up if we want to swap out Tom Wilson for Damian Miller, because he's hitting better in AAA, so maybe he's a better option. Maybe he is a better option. He's got an 82 rating. How is he defensively? Oh, he's terrible. 64 arm. Doesn't really even matter. It probably doesn't even matter. Defensively, he's a 71. If the game can run at will against one of the best defensive catchers in the game of all time, a 28% caught stealing rating, with a negative WAR and a negative defensive range, then what would it matter if I called up Tom Wilson? It wouldn't. So, I don't know. Okay, I kind of feel like I'm tired of bitching about it. We all know the game sucks. And, maybe I've done too much. I don't know. But we did have a day off, so we could kind of realign our team rotation. Because we do have 2 injuries, I guess this is what we want. Shorik. Should Shorik be our number 2, or should it be Mike Hampton? I guess it's Mike Hampton. And then Andy Pettit will be back, and I think Brian Wilson's got 11 games. Or Brian Anderson. I just saw Brian Wilson passed away today, so I have him on my mind. Great musical talent, obviously. You don't need me to tell you that. But, who do we close with? Who's our setup guys? Our bullpen had been so good the entire season until this stretch, and I kind of feel like the game is getting our bullpen right. So, we let them suffer greatly in any one specific appearance where they may give up some runs, but that might level them out so that they're predictable during the rest of the year. So I don't mind that we had big bullpen blow-ups, but, we kind of have to suffer that in order for them to have, 2 or 3 good games in a row before they give up 1 run instead of 6 runs. So, all right, let's take a look at the American League standings, and then we'll do the draft, and then we'll do the leaders. So there's the National League with the Cubbies, a half game up on Milwaukee, having a good year. And let's put the ERA back here. There it is. Okay. And let's take a look at the American League now. Toronto and New York. Toronto 9-1 in their last 10. Cleveland with the best record in the American League. Of course, they were in the World Series in '97 versus the Marlins, and then Anaheim have lost 3 in a row since they made all those foolish trades. That's why we saw Mike Darr. I forgot that the Angels now have Tony Gwynn, which is just stupid. And they have Tim Salmon now on the bench, and they traded for Wade Boggs, who's now in AAA. And they forced Troy Gloss to AA. It's so dumb. They should not be able to trade for players when you have a full contract player in the majors. So, the Anaheim Angels probably just sunk their own team. But we'll find out. Okay, so there's the American League for you. Okay, let's take a look at the draft. So the draft will take place after June 8th. If you have been following along, you maybe noticed that we put a video out a couple days ago where we are trying to add all the cards to the players who are available in the draft. If things go smoothly, I'll have another video tonight because we are trying to get all of the players to have baseball cards before the draft takes place. I think we got about a third to go. Now, because it is an expansion franchise along with the Tampa Bay Rays, we have the 29th pick and the Rays will have the 30th pick. I have it sorted here by scouting, which for us is foolhardy because we're not allotting a lot of money to our coaching. So the scouting is going to be off. We could also click on peak, and that would show that Nelson Cruz would be the best player in this draft. We know this is not true because there's Albert Pujols right there, right? So we'll take a look here. We'll go back to scouting, and we will. Okay, now it's shuffled a little bit more, but we're going to take a look at the players available in this draft, and keep in mind that we have the 29th pick. So Mark Pryor, pretty good pitcher until he got injured, is in this draft, and our scouts think he's the best player. They might not be wrong. There's Dallas McPherson, a third baseman for the Angels in this game, in real life, I should say. There's Daisuke Matsuzaka, who was a free agent coming over from Japan. He's in the draft in this game, and I like that the game does this. I like that they project a foreign league players from the Korean League or the Mexican League as well as the Japan League. And they have these players available to us. So Daisuke is only 17 years old. I want to say that he didn't make it to the majors until, the mid-2008, I want to say. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, he is available in this draft. There's Fat Albert Pujols, 18-year-old in this game. He's a first baseman. And, his peak says 93. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Who knows? Dan Herron, pretty good pitcher for the A's and the Cardinals. And also the Diamondbacks. There's Mark Teixeira, a pitcher named Juan Dominguez. There's Brett Myers for the Phils, pretty decent pitcher. There's Nelly Cruz. Josh Beckett, we like Josh Beckett. Joe Blanton. Rick Neugebauer. Hank Blaylock. Chris Shelton, Detroit Tiger. Sandy Madera. Chris Booker. Noah Lowry. Pat Neshek. There's Joey Bats, Jose Batista. Matt Holliday. Hall of Very Good. Todd Linden. Frederick Cepeda, there's a Mexican League player. Actually, I'm not entirely sure that's true. He's representing Cuba on this World Baseball Classic card. So perhaps, I don't know. I'm not sure what his story is, to be honest. Chris Schrader, I'd only be speculating. Santiago Casilla, one-time closer for the Giants. J.D. Closser, catcher. Raja Davis, one of the big hits in the World Series for the Indians a few years back. Craig Breslow. Kevin Correa. Johnny Gomes. There's Roberto Hernandez, but not the Roberto Hernandez. We covered this in the baseball card video. That's Fausto Carmona. That's who he was drafted by. Drafted under that name, but his real name is Roberto Hernandez. I want to say he used his cousin's name and ID, who was younger than him, so he could get a contract. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that is the case with Fausto Carmona, whose real name is Roberto Hernandez. I actually went in and changed his nickname to Fausto Carmona so that we have that information in there. There's CC Sabathia. He's a rookie or a draftee in this 98 season. Dale Thayer. Chen Ming Wang. C.J. Wilson. Good career. Jason Botts. Brendan Harris. Brian Bullington. A huge prospect for the Pirates. Suffered a lot of injuries and ineffectiveness, and career was over in a flash. Ryan Madsen had a really long career as a reliever. The game thinks he's a reliever, but he was actually a starter initially. There's Jonathan Papelbon. Maybe the best closer in this sim draft year. Cody Ross, former Detroit Tiger. He is in a Detroit Tiger uniform. Had a good long career. Chris Burke, Mysier Isturis, Lance Nix, Domingo Castro, Hector. I mean, this is where we go on like a Mexican League run with those three players. Carlos Sosa, Matt Belisle, Jesse Carlson, Brooks Conrad, Ray Sadler. You see, we'll just flip through a couple more names here. There's Yuji Fujikawa, Eric Kratz, Matt Lidstrom, LaVale Spikner, I think that's how you pronounced it. Phil Stockman, Pat Strange. We got to do his card, so we could stop there and scoot down. We don't want to spend all this time on it since we're going to be doing cards later tonight. Pat Strange. So there's the Flying Hawaiian. Hey, there's Niger Morgan, Tony Plush, Austin Kearns. There's Denny Batista. We talked about him in the video. I think I'm going to try to give away a Denny Batista card. It's actually I would not have known this if I hadn't looked it up. Miguel Cabrera's rookie card is actually Denny Batista in Bowman, and it's worth about $20 on the on the market. So I'm trying to find a Miguel Cabrera Denny Batista rookie card to give away in the next giveaway, and they're actually they're actually more expensive than $20, but that's the going price for them. So I'm trying to talk some people down. That would be a great giveaway. I'm going to get one for my collection as well. And then we start to hit the schlub factory right here. There's Bobby Crosby, Rookie of the Year. Yancey Brazaban. Don Kelly, Detroit Tiger. Played all 9 positions in the game. There's Skip Schumacher. One-time Cardinals player and coach, Kelly Shopik. Dan Ugla, underrated Florida Marlin. His fans were called Ugla's Uglies. What else we got here? Chad Tracy, decent third baseman. Hey, Drew Henson, I went to high school with him. Actually, we went to the same high school. I didn't actually, I was not actually in school at the same time he was. I think he was a freshman the year after I graduated. I want to say that's true, but he was quarterback for the University of Michigan and battled Tom Brady and beat Tom Brady for the quarterback job at the U of M. And then he went to play for the Cowboys and also for the New York Yankees he was drafted by. So Sean Burroughs, we talked about him, rest in peace. Died from fentanyl, we learned. Gustavo Chassin. Rich Hill, still pitching in Major League Baseball at age 42. I think he was on the Red Sox earlier this year, and now he might be on the Royals. I could be wrong. Scrolling down, we're almost through all the list here. I mean, we're getting deep into Schlubville. Marcus McBeth of the Oakland A's. Dewan Brazelton. Franklin Herman, Detroit Tiger. John Van Benschoten, him and Bullington. Those were the 2 pitchers for the Pirates that were going to change everything for them. And neither one panned out. Man, and I remember trying to get those cards. They were so sought after. And that's it. That's the list. Enrique Vizcarra is Mr. Irrelevant, according to this. Okay, so there you go. Those are the players in the draft. We have the 29th pick. So let's hypothetically count 29 down from this list. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 is Fausto Carmona. So based on this list, it would be possible we could get CC Sabathia. We certainly need to get pitchers, I think, in this first draft. We have 3 pitchers who will be free agents within 2 years. We have 2 of our starting pitchers. Pettit is one of them and Hampton is the other that are going to arbitration. So we'll have to sign them to long-term deals or trade them, perhaps, or just let them go. I don't know. So we do have to consider getting starting pitchers, and you can certainly do a lot worse than CC Sabathia. So that would be projected. And usually what will happen is because the game doesn't really, it goes by ratings and not by name. Like, we know who CC Sabathia is. This game's just ones and zeros, So when the teams draft before us, they might go down and try to draft Cody Ross or some shit. So I don't know. We have a good chance of getting one good player, for sure. All right? So that's a draft. You see the A's have the first pick. The Royals, Cubs, Twins, and they're on down. So one of those players is probably going to, one of those teams is probably going to get Albert Pujols. That would be pretty exciting for the Cubs. That would be cool. All right. Anyway, or maybe even the Cardinals. They have the 6th pick. There you go. That is the draft coming up on June 8th in our sim. Okay, we're going to take a look at the league leaders through 2 months of the season, and then we will we'll call it a video. So let's pull up the league leaders, take a look at the National League. I mean, this game is still absolutely mentally fried. It makes no sense. Now, we did remember the whole point of this revisionist history is that we cut 20% from the home run total. Now, did that overcompensate the other way? I didn't touch any of the other settings in this sim at all. But we've got Neffy Perez and Jason Bates and Mark Smith all batting .350 or better, including Perez batting .408. Now, in real life, Aaron Judge is batting almost .400, and we're coming up to the mid part of June. So it's not unrealistic. But Neffy Perez is not Todd Helton, he's not a Larry Walker. So he should not be batting .408 in this sim. And that really kind of annoys the shit out of me. Pudge Rodriguez, I believe, is coming up on his MVP year. So I'm not surprised to see him here. And Bobby Higginson is certainly capable of hitting .300. He hit .300 the year before. And Durazo's a rookie, so I don't know what the game thinks of him yet, although he's slumping right now. So there's your batting average leaders for the National League. I mean, there's more than 25 batters batting over .300 in 1998, with a 20% less likely chance in each stadium to hit a home run. I don't know. So make of that what you will. All right, so we're going to do the offensive stats here first for the National League. I'm just looking at bats. We don't have anybody in the at-bats leaders. Doubles. We have nobody in the doubles leaders. Kevin Young for Pittsburgh leading. Grounding the double plays. We must have somebody on that list. No, Todd Helton has the most. All right, this is weird. Extra base hits. Ryan Klesko has 31 for Atlanta. There's Bobby. There's Matty Will. Interesting. Okay. Oh, let's take a look at the fielding stats. I mean, this is ridiculous. There's Pudge Rodriguez in the middle. I mean, 993 is not a bad fielding average for an entire season, but come on. It's Bob Henley. It may as well be Don Henley. That's stupid. And that was a stupid joke. Okay, here's a fielding average. How is Travis Lee among the leaders? He just comes in as a defensive replacement. Mark McGwire has a 1,000 fielding average? Come on. I guess, okay, let's just say nobody's playing bad at first base right now, so that's fine. Second base, Junior Spivey recalled. I mean, 988 for a second baseman is not that bad. Jason Bates, give him the MVP right now. Third base. I mean, Matt Williams in the middle of the field with a 958. Okay. I mean, we've only recently just started playing terrible defense, right? So it's kind of hard to say. Well, Jay Bell's got the best fielding average for a shortstop. How many errors does he have? 3? 3. And he made only 10 at short in 149 games. And yet he's a negative defense range and a defense WAR. I don't know. Maybe we do have to have him in there. And not Batista. Okay, in left field, Bernard Gilkey, Silky Gilkey. I feel like he's been terrible out there. And yet, so many worse defensive players. Weird. I would not have thought that. Center field, Rob Ryan is now the worst. How many errors has he made? Is it just 2? 3. And 1 in right. Wow, is he bad? Question mark? An 80 fielding, great range, and a so-so arm. I guess we just have to let him get some more stats, play some more games, and maybe that'll work itself out. But I didn't realize it was that bad. That's pretty bad. Lance Johnson, good job. And then right field, Bobby's got to be at the bottom. Yeah, look at that. He's got 5 errors. 4 in right and 1 in left in one game. And, yeah. Wow, he's got a 74 fielding. All right. There's your fielding. Games played. Durazo and Bobby. It's 4 players with 50. Hits. Who's got the most hits? Well, obviously, Nefi Perez with 80. Pudge. Durazo. Bobby. Who's been hit by a pitch the most? Kevin Baez of the Reds, number 8 hitter. Durazo's been hit 3 times. Home runs. This is what we want to see. Okay, so through 2 months, Barry Bonds has 15. That seems totally realistic, right? I mean, if you take away steroids, which is what my math told me 20%, have we overcorrected? That's the question we need answered now. McGuire's got 12. We know Sheffield is now injured. Colorado only has 1 in the top 10. We know that's a launching pad. Mark Smith is down there. I think Larry Walker got injured, so maybe that's a problem for Colorado. I find this interesting. I don't know. We've played 51 games with today, so we're almost a third of the way through the season. So if you told me Barry Bonds hit 45 home runs, I'd be like, yeah, I think that's right. Right? I mean, I would feel good about that. I would feel bad if it were 60 home runs. And if everybody had 60 home runs, which I don't even know if the game is capable of doing. I don't even know if the game knows how to do that. But, that's the whole thesis for our sim. Okay, let's say home run percentage. So Bonds is hitting a home run every 10 at-bats. He's hitting 10 home runs every 100 at-bats. And we've got 3 in the top 10. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. Intentional walk. Wow, Raul Mondesi has 9 already. You would think Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire would have the most, but they don't. On base percentage, anybody at 500? No, Jason Bates at 459. Super realistic. There's actually 17 batters at 400 or better. You know, the weird thing is we've been playing the Seattle Pilots starting, in the era of the pitcher, right? The year of the pitcher was 68. 69 was more of the same, really. And then the offense starts to take over around 71, 72. So we've had nothing but dominant pitching that we've seen. And take a look at outfield assists. Now that we have we have 17 guys with 400 or more on base percentage, because it feels like everybody's doing it. It's like, it feels common to me. It should feel like really bizarre that we're hitting so well. Outfield assists, there's Bobby with 5, Bernard Gilkey with 4. Trinidad Hubbard has a terrible arm, right? Yeah, a 73. So naturally he's going to be the best defender, which is just stupid. All right. Okay. On base plus slugging. Anybody over? Oh, yeah. Whoa. Barry Bonds, that's as it should be, right? There's Sheffield, Klesko off to a good start. Then we got Stupid. And then Mondesi. I mean, Bobby Higginson. Okay, that's kind of unrealistic. Vladdy Daddy. And someone named Sandy Martinez, the catcher for the Cubs. All right. But mostly realistic. There's Finley. Bobby Abreu, maybe a Hall of Famer. I don't think so, but he might get in. Plate appearances. Jose Valentin with 228. I don't care about range factor. RBI. Raul with 45. Sheffield's done for a couple more weeks. And Bobby with 37. That was a good trade. There's Sosa, Matt Williams down here. Runners thrown out. So Pudge has 16. Jesse Levis from Milwaukee has 22. And Mike Piazza has 22. That's why this game does suck. Mike Piazza has 22 thrown out with a 59 rated arm. And he's right there at 28%, which is what he was at in 97. So, I guess, okay, look, through 46 starts, they've run on him half as many times this year as they did in the previous year, total. That is crazy. Yeah, 1.3 stolen bases attempted per 9. That is a career high. That's got to be because of us, right? We are just running at will. Now that we know it's 28%, we've got enough data. When we play the Marlins, we just know we're going to get caught 1 out of every 4 times, right? Oh, God, this game sucks. All right. Runners thrown out percentage. Pudge is 4th best. It just doesn't feel like it. Piazza's in the middle of the pack. Eddie Taubensee is the worst. 10%. Youch. Look at that. A defensive range of -12. He's cost them 1.5 wins based on his defensive win share. Okay. Runs scored. Marvin Bernard, 44. Bobby. I mean, now that we traded away, what's his name? Devon White, kind of sucks. We don't have, there he is down there for the Yankees. I mean, this is how many he had for us was 32. And he's in the minor leagues on the Yankees, so. All right. Sacrifice hits. I mean, why would any pitcher even bother sacrificing this game? They just swing away and get doubles. J Bell has 4. Sack flies. Kevin Baez has 6. Silky Gilkey's got 3. All right. Slugging percentage, I don't really care, but it's Bonds. Well, we got 4 guys on there. Stolen bases, here we go. Trinidad Hubbard with 27. Is he 27 for 27? He is. He's perfect. He's 33 for 34 in his career. What does that feel like? Gilkey's down here. We may never run again. I mean, there's no point. Steal success. I mean, well, a lot of people have 100. Eric Stuckenschneide. All right. That's great. Who struck out the most? Scott Samuels from Montreal. 55. Nobody in our team. Total bases. Ryan Klesko. 1 up on Raul Mondesi. Triples. J Bell with 2. Bobby with 2. Scott Samuels with 5. Holy shnikey. 13 doubles, 5 triples, and a couple home runs. 11 stolen bases. Pretty good rookie year. And walks. Do we have anybody? Durazo with 25, and Barry Bonds has 41. And McGuire, that makes sense. Cool. All right. Now let's take a look at pitchers, and we'll wrap it up. So we'll just go in order of complete games. Hey. What is that? 6 pitchers with 2? Nice. ERA. Andy Benez, even after today's terrible start, is 13th. I mean, the lowest ERA is 2.82 for Cal Eldred. So this is definitely a hitter's season, obviously. Mike Hampton doing his best. Games pitched. Now, I feel like we have curtailed our usage of our relievers. We've done a better job with that. I mean, Omar Dahl has still pitched in more than half of our games, and that is a problem. And I think whether we want to or not, we have to go with our starting pitchers longer, especially when we get all 5 of our pitchers in the rotation going. Maybe we need to watch Benez a little bit, but otherwise, I feel like we just have to let him go. Who's hit the most batters? Jeff Juden of Milwaukee and others. Home runs allowed. Jeff D'Amico for Milwaukee's given up 12. As has Portugal and Steve Traxel. Innings pitched. Yeah, Benez is right up there. Did not have a good game today. That probably knocked him down a couple. Innings per game. 14th. Alex Fernandez, 7.3 innings per game. Okay, let's see. I don't care about any of that stuff. Quality starts, I don't really care about, but I'm curious. So Andy Ashby has 8 quality starts in 11 games started. That seems right. That feels right. I feel like in our Seattle Pilots series, it's so easy for computer AI to get every start as a quality start with the lack of offense. They're going to get 6 innings. They're going to give up less than 4 runs. Quality start percentage. There's a couple that have 100, but these have got to be below, right? Yeah, just 4 starts for Estes, who's on the IL. And Ishii has 2, so he just joined the rotation due to a trade or an injury, I don't recall. Okay, so that's very interesting. We definitely learned something there. Let's see what else we got. I don't care about range factor, runners thrown out. No, saves. Doug Jones has 14 for Milwaukee. Our leader is Felix Rodriguez. I don't know who else we go with. I think it's got to be Felix as our closer. He gets a right-handed shot at it. Omar Dahl gets a left-handed shot. I think that's how it's going to have to go. We're almost done here. We'll take a look at shutties. 10 players have 1, including Benez. Whoa. 3 foreign players. Kawakami, Kuwata, and Nomo. I believe those are all Japanese players. Masumi Kuwata. Where is he from? I don't know. He is from Yao Ming, Japan. He's only 5'10". Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know if that means anything, but all right. And what else starts? Oh yeah, everybody in the rotation is equal for once. What else we got here? Strikeouts pitched. Benez has got to be close. 62. He only had 1 in today's game, I believe. He did not walk anybody, but he just gave up 9 hits. Ted Lilly was 79. Is he a rookie, right? Yeah. 7-1. He's killing it. There's Nomo. All right. And strikeouts per 9. Anybody more than 9? Yeah. Reynolds Oswalt, who we'll see tomorrow in the first game of June, striking out more than 9 per inning. And Benez has 7.4. So definitely more strikeouts. Matt Clement today, yeah, there he is, 7.59. He had 9 in that game. That's crazy. All right, I guess we're just going to look at wins. Oh, wow. Andy Benez has 7 wins. I guess maybe that's why he had to lose today. They weren't going to give him the win lead or keep him paced with everybody else. Maybe that's what happened. Because I expected more from him today, but he definitely gave up a ton of runs. So there we go. That's the National League. Let's go back to batting average. We'll click it over to American League, and we'll just look at the top 10s. Come on. All right, here we go. Joey Cora batting .345. A-Rod, Edgar Martinez, Paulie, now in the minor leagues. I mean, Will Clark, David Ortiz, these are real hitters. I mean, Big Hurt. Home runs, Tony Clark, Rafi Palmeiro, Jose Canseco. Roids are running rapid in the American League. Not Griffey, though. Harold Baines still holding on with 10 home runs. RBI, all these big names. Cool. And stolen bases, Kenny Lofton. Is he 28 for 28? That would beat Trinidad Hubbard. Oh, no, he's 28 for 30. All right. Okay, so there you go. You know what? I guess the very least we should do is look at pitching. So there's ERA. Come on. Here is wins. Here is strikeouts right here. And I guess we'll do saves. And then we'll peep them. Okay. So Chuck Finley of Anaheim, Randy Johnson, there's Moose, Sabes, Kenny Hill, James Baldwin. He had a few good years as an ace for the White Sox. Jimmy Key, Clemens, Pedro, Bartolo. I mean, that feels right. Wins is Randy Johnson. There's David Cohn, Hentgen, El Duque. Strikeouts, 99 strikeouts for Randy Johnson already. Wow. 8-1. 99 strikeouts in 81 innings. I think that's amazing that game can actually figure that out. It's got a D-backs hat on. That's pretty good. And Mariano Rivera's got the most saves, as he should. All right. Okay, so there's that. So let's just talk very quickly about adding the baseball cards. If you didn't already know, I'm adding baseball cards. I'm trying to get the bottom third of the amateur draft done. So every couple of days, I'm going to be adding cards. You can watch me do that. We also take a moment to look at, like if it's a player that I'm curious about, we'll click on their name and take it over to Baseball Reference. Also, you can see what the baseball cards are worth because I use the Beckett Guide. If anybody out there wants to know what a card is valued at through Beckett, I'll be glad to tell you. You just let me know. As long as it's a baseball card, I don't have the membership for the other sports. Then we do have, if you look at the calendar, we do have the Mariners coming up next as interleague play, and I have not started the Mariners. So we're going to finish doing the cards for the draft, and then we're going to do the Mariners, and then we'll do the Angels, and then we'll do the Rangers. I've already done the A's, and then we'll do the other divisions. So that's what's coming up if you want to follow along with that. That's it. I don't know what else to say, except I'm sorry that we are going through this huge slump. It's a real bummer. It's got me bummed out. I feel bad about it. It's stressing me out a little bit, but I don't really know what else to do. I think this is the team we're going to probably go with for the rest of the year, and somewhere we got to find some ways to win these ball games. And right now we are just getting taken to task. So that will do it for this video. We'll come back later with a baseball card video. Until then, everyone, have a great day.